Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Mojave. Today we're going to be checking out a few locations, mainly North Fork Bridge, Patriarchs Campground, and along with some exploration outside of the map. So first we'll start with North Fork Bridge. This is a pretty minor marked location within Zion Valley. Now this bridge is actually based on the real-world North Fork Virgin River Bridge, located in Zion National Park. But as you can see in this photo, that bridge is actually significantly different from the bridge in Fallout New Vegas. The New Vegas bridge has been built for cars, while the bridge in real life is only meant for pedestrians. So let's jump into these locations. And here on the mini-map, you can see the location of North Fork Bridge along with Patriarchs Campground. Now this bridge, like I said, is pretty unimpressive. It's literally just a small bridge over the Virgin River. There's nothing underneath it, there's nothing on it besides an old pre-war car, and part of the bridge is missing kind of towards the middle pillar. But besides that, it's just a bridge meant for crossing the river. Of course, you don't actually have to use the bridge to cross the river. Then as we approach Patriarchs Campground, we can find 3 RVs along with various skeletons and suitcases inside of these small RV things. And that's pretty much it. There really isn't a whole lot here. The main attraction at this location is the site above the campground where we can find a crashed airplane. So before going to the airplane, some interesting information on Patriarchs Campground. Patriarchs Campground is based on the real-life geographical site of Court of the Patriarchs, a location within Zion National Park. And on for the main attraction here, the crashed plane. And I tried to do some research about this plane, however I came up empty-handed, at least in regards to the Fallout universe. However, I did find a Reddit post that mentioned that there was an airplane crash over Zion in the year 2000. However, that crash was in Zion, Illinois, and obviously Zion Valley is in Utah. So I'm not so certain that that is the reference here, or if it's just some kind of fun little piece of scenery for the world. No matter what, though, it does add a lot of interesting aesthetic to Zion Valley. And if you visit here with Follows Chalk, you'll have some interesting dialogue about the plane.
That thing actually flew once? Like a big metal bird? Bet you don't have to follow chalk marks up there.
Besides that, do be careful of white legs roaming around the area. While I was trying to film my scenic shots, I got rudely interrupted by a white leg, and Follows Chalk helped me kill him. And then underneath the airplane, we can find some of the wreckage from the crash. We can find a landing gear, along with various skeletons. And then when I was looking at this crashed plane, I was like, how in the hell did it crash in that position? I mean, of course, it's a video game. The developers can put it wherever they want, but just thinking about physics and stuff, I thought it was kind of an interesting way for the plane to crash. My theory is that maybe the plane crashed further up the hill, and then it slid back to its current position, because otherwise it just seems very unlikely the plane would rest right there. Then, if we go further up the mountain, we can find a piece of the wing from the airplane, and also next to the skeletons, as you saw, were various sacks filled with loot. But besides that, that is as much as you are supposed to interact with the airplane. But this is the Unexplored Mojave. We want to go to places people don't usually go. So after doing the reload dash glitch several times, I finally launched myself very high, and then I saved before hitting the ground. In Fallout New Vegas, if you save before hitting the ground, you will actually respawn, and your fall, like inertia, will be reset, so you won't die. Then I approached the airplane to see what it was like, and to kind of my disappointment, you just phase through it. There's nothing inside of it. You can't really interact with it. You just see an outline of the plane from the inside. So a bit disappointing, but I thought it was cool nonetheless. After this, I decided to take a more Dr. Bush route and started exploring outside of Zion Valley to see what I could uncover. I only explored a little bit of it though, because it seemed like there probably isn't much outside of it, unlike the Mojave. However, if you guys would like to see more of it in a later video, please let me know in the comments below. But I did find some really cool mountains out of bounds that are actually just kind of copy and paste from other mountains in Zion. So the player can actually climb to the top of these mountains, and you can get some very immaculate views of Zion Valley. And I wanted to go to the tallest mountain in this area, and I found it to actually be quite challenging. I had to use a lot of reload dashing, and when I reached the mountain, the texture and barrier, the hit barrier, is a little bit glitchy, so you kind of have to jump around, and then you can get on it, and then you can climb up this very large ramp, and unfortunately, though, there's some kind of box on top that prevents you from jumping on top. I did try to reload dash up here, but it didn't work. So a little bit unfortunate, but we got really close to the tallest peak in Zion Valley. Perhaps the tallest peak. Then I decided to go to the edge of the world just to see what it looks like. And as you approach, you're going to notice that Zion Valley all collapses into the ground at one point. And then several reload dashes later, and we found ourselves in the never-ending ocean that is the world barrier. This is the same situation for the Mojave Wasteland. If you've ever exited the Mojave Wasteland, it's just an endless ocean that never ends. However, interestingly enough, in the Mojave Wasteland, the ocean is irradiated, so it'll kill you eventually. The ocean in Zion Valley is not irradiated, so you could, in theory, just swim and swim and swim and swim to your heart's content. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Unexplored Mojave. If you have any recommendations for the next location, please drop them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to get to them as soon as possible. As always guys, I really appreciate and just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who watches these videos. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, until next time.